What is up, party people? It is your boy Voltron with another AMP video. It's Friday, cheat night. So you know what that means. Your boy is gonna have a drink. Today's video is inspired by two people, Spiritual and Love It. So Spiritual is the one that gave me the idea to look into GK. Love It's recommended that for cheat night I should have wine and whiskey. And people who follow me on X know that I brewed a whiskey. I just finished bottling it, and I aged it with whiskey. So there's a little hacks that in the wine world we could do to make the wine taste unique and more structured. So I have some special wine, but it's too young to drink yet. I have to let it sit in the bottle for at least 2 more months before I open it. But that doesn't mean we can't have wine and whiskey. So you guys are gonna learn a little hack. This here is a cheap whiskey. I think I paid $2 for this, $1.99, $2 chuck. So if you ever go into like a 99-cent store and you see this, and you don't have, see, you just happen not to have that much money, and you can get a hold of this, and you can get a hold of this, we can make this thing taste like a high-end wine. So assuming it's not oxidized, so that's the one thing, is assuming it hasn't oxidized. So you just look at the cork. Is the cork still on or not? If it's lifted, it means it's popping out and all that stuff. So let's make some fortified wine. Let's turn this $2 chuck into a $50 wine and talk about amps. So I'll be back. I gotta open up the bottle. We are back. Since we're gonna turn this $2 wine into a $50 wine, we gotta have the cigar. We can't talk about amp, drink a $50 wine, and not have a Gloria Cubana, La Gloria Cubana. Excellent, excellent, excellent cigar. Highly recommended. So we're gonna talk amp. We're gonna mix up our $2 wine. Pour it in there. So off the back, it's a Cabernet Sauvignon, but off the back, it has a brown coloration, so it's oxidized. Now I can see why it's $2. So it's got a bit of oxidation, still red, but it's starting to get a ruby color. So it's starting to get oxidized. And you can still kind of sense the Cabernet in it, but something's off. So right away, something's not quite there. Spin it around a little bit. You got to get the oxygen in, and maybe letting it breathe might help it a little bit. I doubt it, but only whiskey's going to make this thing taste better. Like something's wrong. They definitely did not use any oak, which is good because we're going to add some bourbon to it, and that'll add the oak. It's dry. So it's a dry wine, a bit flabby, a little stale, and oxidized. Now we're going to take our Jim Beam, just a splash, that's all you need, just a splash of it, swirl it around, give it a good swirl, maybe a little more splash. This thing's going to need a little more help, a little bit more of a splash. Give it a swirl, good swirl. Now it smells better. Now it's got the Jim Beam scent, which is a lot better than the original scent it had. Delicious. We just turned a $2 shit wine into a $50 fine wine. So let's talk about GK. So it's no secret that GK and Flexa are partners. That's been known for a while. But during Gary Ganew's rage, he started going crazy. He started going at the AMP token, calling it a security during the FTX debacle, during the crypto winter. It looked like a lot of the partnerships had gone stale. Like, hey, are they even still partners? Doesn't look like the website's been updated. So it seems like everything went low key for a while. And today, Spiritual posted an article from GK from this year, from a couple of months ago. And in that article, they mentioned Flexa. So the article is talking about how people want to have different options to pay. And lots of times people will not buy something if they don't have their preferred way of making payments. And this is very, very common. Lots of times I'll go buy something. I go to buy something, I'll put it in the cart, and for some reason I just can't check out. It's like, I want to do it this way, or I want to do it that way. Some people prefer using PayPal for everything. They just have to pop in their email and their password, and then it goes through. Some people want to use their debit cards. Some people want to use their cell phones. So everybody has a different way of wanting to make payments. And the key here is that when people want to buy something, you have to make it frictionless. It has to be easy. It has to be smooth. Because if it sits too long in the cart, they'll probably forget about it. They'll probably think about it and go, nah, maybe not. So basically, you're trying to create a situation where people put it in their basket and pull the trigger. And cryptocurrency is one way, because GK is seeing that there are a lot of people that are using their wallets and want to have different ways of making payments. So many people are going unbanked, but they have access to stablecoins. So they have a way to make payments. You just have to make it available to them. And GK is doing that. They're working with Flexa, integrating with Flexa so that they can offer crypto payments. And calling it crypto, we were talking about that on X today. We should start calling it digital payments, because that's really what it is. As long as we keep calling it crypto payments, mass adoption probably won't occur. Because the average person hears crypto, it sounds like scary. It sounds like scams. The media, when they talk crypto, they talk about, these people lost millions of dollars. FTX collapsed. These people stole. This market crash. They use a lot of fear tactics. So crypto, promotes fear in the minds of the average person. But if we call it digital payments, they're more inclined to use the technology. And Flexa offers that. They offer digital payments. GK is just creating software to make it easier for their clients to be able to accept different forms of payments. So the article goes on to talk about that, how people want to have different options. And as generations start to, become adults, they're growing up with these digital wallets. They want frictionless payments. It's not like me, where I see people going into the store, click and walk out. It's like, when I first saw that, I was like, man, that's crazy. I just took out my debit card and swiped it. And as time progressed and I started to learn about our digital economy, I realized, hey, it really is no different. I can swipe my card or I can swipe my phone, but it's just a matter of which method do I prefer. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys have noticed that there's a movement in the retail end. We're seeing a lot more self-checkout. So this has become an avenue for businesses to make more money, because that's less people that they have to hire when people are doing self-checkout. Now, I'll walk into Circle K, and before they used to have 2 people at the register, now they have 1. They have 1 at the register and 1 self-checkout machine. It died on me. And when you go to the self-checkout, it has to be easy. Like when I do it at the supermarket, it's quick. I can do the self-checkout quick because they got some high-tech machines. They give me a couple options for paying. And Circle K, they're trying to get into this world of self-checkout, making it easy, frictionless. But it's buggy. They haven't gotten all the kinks out. And as a result, because they want you to put your food there, scan it, and it never scans correctly. I end up either getting online to pay, and now because they only have one person, there's a long line for people who don't know how to use that kiosk. And there have been times where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I have to get to work. I don't have time to spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes online just to buy something. The self-checkout is too complicated. So making it easy for people is critical. Frictionless is the way to make your sales, increase your sales. And with more people moving to a digital economy, the younger generations becoming adults, many of them want to pay with the cryptocurrencies. Many of them want to use their digital assets to make payments. And Flexa Network is making this possible. Our $2 chuck, $50 on. Barrel aged. We can call this barrel aged now. Legally we can't, but we've made that into a barrel aged wine. So what's nice to see is that the article is from this year, that it shows that the partnership between GK and Flex is still there and it's still strong. And something tells me that with this partnership, we might start hearing news of Flexa being used abroad. Flexa has a strong presence here in the USA. They have a presence in El Salvador, but I have a feeling with GK, we're going to start seeing them in other countries. We're going to start hearing that Flexa is integrated in this company, in this country that is in the USA. So this is good news. And 2024 looks like it's going to be an amazing year. Until next time, guys, peace out.